Welcome back to Miles Around. Let's start off our In the Driver's Seat segment with this. It's the 2007 Kia Rondo. Now, Kia have made leaps and bounds forward in the last few years to put themselves on the A-list of car manufacturers. And now they've cornered a very specific segment of the market, and they're doing it really well. This is an all-purpose vehicle that's packed with technology and is making several people's top 10 lists. Right, Dennis?
Including my top 5 list for vehicles that I could actually buy that would fit all my family needs. Now, I love horsepower. You've heard me talk about the 420 horsepower in an SRT8 Jeep. You've heard me talk about the incredible ride that you get when you drive a brand new Jaguar XK convertible. Neither one of those vehicles are realistic for today's family. I'm a 37-year-old guy with an 18-month-old daughter. The reality is, I need a vehicle like this. Now, when you're talking about content for dollar, this vehicle's under $22,000. It has everything you would ever want. We're going to take a very specific look on the inside and all the useful attributes that this vehicle has. But first, let's take a look under the hood.
Once you get the hood open of the 2007 Kia Rondo, you can see this has the smaller engine which is offered in this vehicle. It's the 4-cylinder, 16-valve dual overhead cam. Now, there is a 6-cylinder, which is a 2.7 litre, right, Dennis?
That's right. It's available in the upper models, but the reality of it is there's only a 20 horsepower difference. For me, I drove the V6 model, and obviously I spent more time on the 4-cylinder. I just don't think that it's really needed. You know, the bigger motor does have a 5-speed automatic transmission versus the standard 4-speed in this car. But the reality of it is, I don't think you're going to see a big difference in horsepower that can offset what you might see in miles per gallon. But it's more about the way it drives. Very low road noise for a vehicle of this size, which is rare in something that's a small multi-purpose vehicle with a big open cabin. Standard traction control, very good track in the corners, nice steering feel. It really is a great vehicle for the price. It's going to go back to the same equation each time. Though there is the theory of keep it simple, stupid, you know, KISS, it really comes down to content for the dollar. The mechanics in this vehicle are solid, and you all know they're backed up. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty from the factory. How can you go wrong? Well, by this time, you've heard me talk about how great I think this vehicle is. And when it comes to styling, well, that might be the Achilles heel. You know, it does have an attractive front end by standards of loaves of bread. It does have some nice tires and wheels, but you got to give where the other is take. You know, you get so much content, you get so much as far as drive for this price range, you have to give up something, and that might be a little bit of styling. Now, it does have some nice cues. I like these little A-pillar windows. They're nice for visibility, and it makes it so you can actually roll the window down all the way. You're also talking about an integrated roof rack up here. Little things that they could take, and they did take strides to make it integrate into other parts of the vehicle.
Now, the front end for me isn't as bad as the back end. I have to say, the back end looks more like one of those cheap 1980s minivans that when we first saw them coming out. The front end looks more car SUV. And I have to tell you, when you actually look at the vehicle from the back, it's more like a loaf of bread than anywhere else on this car. Although it's got a lot of attributes, I think design is something that'll happen in the next few incarnations of this car.
Now that we're going to move to the inside, we're going to get into the real positive side of this little Kia Rondo. Now, when you're looking at this little vehicle, what's going to count to you as a buyer is the fact that you can get so much and enjoy your time on the inside. All the little ideas that they've put into the interior, such as cup holders, double-tiered storage compartments, the ability to put your cup just about anywhere you need it, really does shine through on the usability of the vehicle. And on top of it, at my height and weight, I have tons of room in the front seat, let alone the back.
Of course, the back's big. You can see that almost from the outside, that its dimensions are huge in the back here. The windows go all the way down, and of course you can get the third row of seats, and it's not hard to get into because in the models that have the third row of seats, this back seat slides forward just over 4 inches, so you can climb into the back without any problem. Now, as far as roominess is concerned, comfort and somewhat convenience, yes, this is definitely a top 10 scorer.
Now that I'm in the driver's seat, I'm going to tell you another small story. A story about the time I spend in a vehicle. Each week I test one of these vehicles, putting even as much as 3 or 4, even 500 miles on it in just a week's time. So I know what it is to sit in a vehicle every day and be comfortable and make the vehicle malleable to my driver's needs and my everyday lifestyle. This vehicle can really do that. Everything from the Infinity supplied sound system with a center channel in a Kia, do I dare say soundstage and good bass? It's right here in this vehicle. Also, I'm going to go back to the packaging that you get. Under 22 grand. Heated seats, audio controls on the steering wheel, windows locks, cruise air tilt, all the amenities you could possibly imagine, even a power sliding sunroof. When I'm talking about quality, there's a lot of vehicles out there that might last longer. Who knows? There's a lot of vehicles out there that certainly are more posh, but I'm talking about real world usability. This vehicle has got 5-star ratings coming from this review journalist.
We've come to that time in the show when we have to review the vehicle, and Dennis, give me your 2-ups for this vehicle.
Well, it's kind of easy for me. I've talked about it the entire review segment. It's all about the content. $22,000 for everything. Windows, locks, sunroof, leather, Infinity sound, all the goodies, the driver's position, everything about it is just put together. My other up is the fact that they back it up. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. That is truly an up in my book.
Now you're down for this vehicle?
Well, my down is unfortunately that give and take. It's a loaf of bread with not a lot of looks. I think if I actually took a loaf of lumpy Wonder Bread and hit it with a stick, I get something that looks like this.
Let me tell you about my 2-ups for this vehicle. First of all, in the rear there is a subfloor, and underneath the subfloor is storage compartments. They are so big that I could actually put my whole groceries underneath that floor and still have the room in the back for the dog. The other up for this vehicle is the interior. It's so nicely designed and so comfortable and so spacious inside, it's hard to imagine the price tag on this vehicle fits the design. My down for this vehicle, and it's a sad down, and it's along the same lines as Dennis, is the exterior of this vehicle. It feels to me like you almost have a marathon runner here, but he's missing his shoes. And the vehicle just completely bombs out as far as I look on the outside for styling.
The 2007 Kia Rondo EX comes standard with a 2.4-liter 16-valve dual-overhead cam 4-cylinder engine backed by a standard 4-speed automatic transmission. Its base price is $19,195 with an as-tested price of $21,995. Its city miles per gallon EPA rating is 21 and its highway miles per gallon EPA rating is 29.
Here are the guys that make miles around possible. The Russ Auto Group, Baxter Auto Parts, Northside Ford, Ray Reese Dealerships, 4-Wheel Parts Performance Center, Grand Prix Imports, and J. Lee's Auto Group. Thanks, guys.